Okay, so how can then we as parents recognize the mental and emotional health problems in our children? It's like we talked about this horrifying statistic of 8 to 11-year-olds. So what is it that we are needing to see that maybe we might be missing?
Because every child is different, as we know, one of the most straightforward and accessible strategies is just attending to when they seem different. There is some shift in their personality, and that includes for a child, as I mentioned earlier, who's usually talkative and lively, who shifts into a place of being, withdrawn, maybe more sullen, but also a child who, is more quiet typically, but all of a sudden becomes really very talkative unexpectedly. And so whatever the shift is for that child, making sure to ask questions and not to ask questions in a way that is, there wasn't anything that happened at school today, right? Or there wasn't anything that happened at lunch today, right? Because that's an automatic no. But to ask open-ended questions or maybe make observations like, you seem, like maybe something is different for you today. And then maybe walking away, depending on the child, because, for children who are more apprehensive about sharing what's going on for them, like they need space and they need to know that we as grown-ups respect their space. But I think, just attending and noticing and also communicating that, well, if you ever want to talk about it, or maybe we could tell a story about it. Maybe it's not a story about you, but just, a story about maybe some things that happened today. And that's where the creativity comes in, as I'm sure many of your listeners know, in talking to young people and trying to get through to them in meaningful ways.